And good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Woodbine Mohawk Park. We have an 11 race qualifying session set to get underway. Horses for the first, all lined up, and here they come. And they're off and pacing, and a little steppy coming out of there is Steal Away Hanover. Down the center of the track is Better Talker, who is going to strike the early lead. Backup Plan's going to slip on through on the outside. Down at the inside is Harvey R. Spectre holding ground. There's Steal Away Hanover in fourth. Cincinnatus from the outside is fifth, and then the rail starter Fastlane Jane will be the early trailer. So just coming on through at the inside is Harvey R. Spectre for Rogers, as trying to settle into the two-hole Better Talker. Nope, that one's probably going to just drive on. 31 and 1, not a whole lot of speed in that opening split. So Better Talker is just going to come up now to take the lead, gets a little bit of urging, and overtakes the top spot. It'll be a short-lived lead, though, because out from third, Backup Plan, ready to make a quick brush to the top here for a while. So plenty of activity up front here in our first today. Making the lead now as they race towards the midway point is Backup Plan, first local qualifier for this son of Better Than Cheddar, up top by 2. Better Talker is in second. Inside third is Harvey R. Spectre. Outside trip here for Cincinnatus, and then we're going to go back to Steal Away Hanover and Fastlane Jane. 1 minute and 2/5 was the half-mile time. And as they pace into the far turn, Backup Plan gets a little separation. 3-length lead here on Better Talker. Outside is Cincinnatus, who continues to plug along. Inside fourth is Harvey R. Spectre. Coming off the rail fifth is Steal Away Hanover. And then we go back to Fastlane Jane. So as they come to three quarters, still up top, it is Backup Plan. And Backup Plan by 2.5 at three quarters in 130 flat. Now spinning for home after a 29 and 3 third quarter. It's Backup Plan heading down the lane. In second is Better Talker. Outside Cincinnatus is third. Trying to hold on to fourth is Harvey R. Spectre from Steal Away Hanover and Fastlane Jane. Coming into the now final 16th, and it'll be Backup Plan here in the first. Made a second quarter move to the top and goes on to victory. Backup Plan will take it by about 4. Finishing in second was Better Talker, and then third is going to be Cincinnatus. The time, 2 minutes and a fifth. The corrected final time from qualifier number 1 was 1:57 and 4. 1:57 and 4 was the final time in qualifier number 1. Qualifier number 2 lined up. We've got a group of trotters here, scratched down to a field of 5. Take out the 2, Delicious Stone. Set to go for the second. And they're off and trotting. Head of the class is going to kick out to the early lead. In the center is Emoji Hanover, who's going to step in front of I'm Above Average. The stablemate Drawn Impression will instead just tuck into a fourth, and then we will go back to our final one in line, our Peaky Blinders. So head of the class was revved up here and goes out to an early lead of about 5 lengths as they head to the opening quarter. In second is Emoji Hanover, as that opening panel is going to come up on the board in 29 seconds flat. So it is head of the class who leads it by a half dozen lengths. In second is Emoji Hanover. Back in third is I'm Above Average. Drawn Impression will stay behind that one for the time being, and then it's 4 more lengths back to our Peaky Blinders. So they are very spaced out here, and just marching right along in the second quarter is head of the class after a 29-second opening split. Certainly looks like this one's just motoring up to the midway point as they hit the half in a time of, and we'll get that for you in a little bit. They go on to the far turn, and it is head of the class, leading it by about 7 or 8 lengths. Second is Emoji Hanover. Third is I'm Above Average. Meanwhile, Drawn Impression still there fourth. And then back in fifth, it's our Peaky Blinders. It just continues to be head of the class. The 5-year-old is leading it by about 7 or 8 lengths. Second is Emoji Hanover, the career winner of $250,000. And that one then has about 8 more lengths back to the nearest rival as they were by 3/4 in 1:24 and 4. So just taking off here in the middle half had been head of the class. Back in second, that's still Emoji Hanover. Drawn Impression now got the cue to go, and she's moved up into third. And with less than 1/8 of a mile to go, definitely tiring a bit as head of the class. Emoji Hanover is only 4 lengths back now, but doesn't look like going to get much closer as they're coming to the wire, and it'll be head of the class going to get there first. Finishing in second, Emoji Hanover. Drawn Impression was third, and our Peaky Blinders fourth, 156 and 4. Third qualifier of the day is getting set to go. A field of 6 lined up. We have Sylvia Hanover, a Class Yankee, Captain's Quarters, HP Liz Shadow, Nautical Hanover, and Larry Carr. And they're off and pacing. It's HP Liz Shadow who's shooting down the middle. On the outside is Larry Carr. Sylvia Hanover from the inside. She's going to get away in third. A Class Yankee lines up into fourth. Captain's Quarters will also just line on up. And Nautical Hanover will race in sixth. Driving into the first turn, and it'll be Larry Carr out to the top. So Larry Carr makes it to the lead here for Borth, and will clear HP Liz Shadow. A couple lengths going back to Sylvia Hanover as they were by the opening quarter in 28 and 3. It is Larry Carr up front by a length and a half. HP Liz Shadow rides in second. In third is Sylvia Hanover. This is her second qualifier of the season. 2 lengths then back to a Class Yankee. It's the 4-year-old debut for Captain's Quarters, who races in fifth, and sixth is Nautical Hanover. So they continue to scoot along here as they race towards the midway point, and Larry Carr, the 10-year-old, fronts the field of 6. Right there second is HP Liz Shadow as they race by the half in 56 and 4. Larry Carr, after a 28 and 1, second split, heads on to the far turn. Second is HP Liz Shadow. Still a gap of 2 lengths into Sylvia Hanover as she races in third. Same spot she sat in last week. Then fourth is a Class Yankee. Fifth is Captain's Quarters. And sixth is Nautical Hanover. So they start to tighten up a little bit here midway around the far turn. And that'll get Sylvia Hanover going as she pops out from third. So here comes Sylvia Hanover after the lead as Larry Carr was by 3/4 in 125 and 1. Sylvia Hanover trying to attack on the outside. Larry Carr still with the lead at a length. Sylvia Hanover in second. HP Liz Shadow is in third. They're coming to the 8th pole at Class Yankees fourth. Captain's Quarters still there fifth as we're coming into the final 16th. Larry Carr still with the advantage. Sylvia Hanover trying to chip away on the outside. Larry Carr and Sylvia Hanover. Larry Carr will win it. Sylvia Hanover was second. A Class Yankee was third. HP Liz Shadow, Captain's Quarters, and then back to Nautical Hanover in 153 and 1. Fourth qualifier today is in motion as the gate comes off the turn into the stretch. A field of 6 3-year-old trotters. Here they come. And they're off and trotting. Alimony Mike from the far outside is trying to flash some early speed, looking to make it out to the top. Grand Reserve has a good beginning, coming through to get away in second, as Lasting Dream is on the outside up into third. Highland Starburst got away in fourth. Just Fabulous is fifth. And the rail starter Matchless 6 gets away in sixth as they head to the opening panel. Alimony Mike, the 3-year-old son of Royalty for Life, leads it. The opening quarter was trotted, and they'll make their way out of the first turn. And the leader here is Alimony Mike, a 2-length leader on Grand Reserve. Lasting Dream is in third, fourth up the backstretch Highland Starburst, then Just Fabulous and Matchless 6. So Alimony Mike leads it, was a 2-time winner in his rookie campaign, hit the board in 6 of 8 starts. In second is Grand Reserve, the daughter of Walner. Then in third is Lasting Dream, the runner-up in last year's Mohawk Million debut qualifier for that daughter at Cantab Hall. 59-1 was the half, and the leader, Alimony Mike, will head into the far turn. Riding in the 2-hole, Grand Reserve, Lasting Dreams right there, third on the helmet. Tightly in there, fourth is Highland Starburst. Fifth then is Just Fabulous. And a breaker at the back was Matchless 6. Midway around the far turn, we get a little bit of activity now. Etzel moves Highland Starburst out from fourth. Advances up into third. Alimony Mike, though, still leading it comfortably on the lead here. Grand Reserve in the 2-hole. 128-2 for 3/4. And the trotters step into the lane. Alimony Mike trying to close it out. Grand Reserve starting to angle from the deuce. Outside is Highland Starburst. Lasting Dream just sticks in behind, and then back to Just Fabulous. So here comes Grand Reserve on the outside, trying to overtake Alimony Mike, who's trying to fend that one off. And Grand Reserve now takes the lead at the edge of the tote board. Alimony Mike still right there. It'll be Grand Reserve to take it by a head. Alimony Mike was second, Lasting Dream third, and Highland Starburst fourth in 157. Fifth qualifier today is getting set to go. We have a field of 7 inside out. Park Avenue Janet, Heads Carolina, Sarah B. Delight, Highland Delight, Delightful You, Manhattan Mayhem, and Stilton Gold. Pacers picking up speed, and here they come for the fifth. And the Rotham Pacing, Sarah B. Delight is out to a good beginning as that one will go out to the early advantage. Heads Carolina just in behind, getting away in second. Manhattan Mayhem came off the wings well, but is now going to be looking for a seat. Highland Delight's at the inside, and then we go back to Park Avenue Janet, followed by Stilton Gold and Delightful You to round things out. So it's Sarah B. Delight out in front, and we'll lead them to the opening quarter as they will race to that panel. Sarah B. Delight is going to get them there in 31 and 3. So there was not a lot of speed there once they got things sorted out. And Heads Carolina wants to come around and will take the lead. Straightening into the backstretch, Heads Carolina, the gray filly, takes the top spot now from Sarah B. Delight, who's relegated to second. Highland Delight is in third. Fourth up the backstretch, that is Manhattan Mayhem. Racing in fifth is the first-timer Park Avenue Janet. Sixth then is Stilton Gold. And at the back of the bus is Delightful You. They race past the midway point in a minute and 4/5, and Heads Carolina shows the way onto the far turn. So Heads Carolina is out in front. Second was the early leader, Sarah B. Delight. Third is Highland Delight. Then it's a gap of 3.5, 4 lengths back to Manhattan Mayhem in fourth. Fifth is Park Avenue Janet. Then it's Stilton Gold, and the last one, Delightful You. Out from third, here comes Highland Delight. That one makes a move and is coming after the leader now. So almost on even terms with Heads Carolina. Right behind them is Sarah B. Delight. 1:30 and 1 was the three-quarter time. They come into the stretch. So it'll be a 3-horse battle now as they straighten for home. At the inside is Heads Carolina. Highland Delight at that one's wheel. Sarah B. Delight trying to come back on to regain the lead. Final 8th, Sarah B. Delight on the outside. Powering on up now, takes the lead. Heads Carolina back in second. Highland Delight is third. A late rush from Park Avenue Janet, who's coming on well at the line, but it will be Sarah B. Delight to take it. Second was Heads Carolina. Highland Delight was third. And fourth was Park Avenue Janet, 159 flat. Today's sixth qualifier is about to go as we resume with today's action. 11 qualifiers in total, so we're moving towards the back half. Qualifier number 6, it's Older Trotters. Inside Out Private Access with Louis Waugh, Quebec Hanover Tyler Borth, Pemberton Bert Renault, and Amigo Volo James McDonald. Gate picking up speed, and here they come for the sixth. And they're off and trotting. Quebec Hanover is getting the first call and goes out to the early lead. Private Access gets away in second. Meanwhile, Pemberton and Amigo Volo are going to sort things out for who will race third and fourth as they come by the wire for the first time. So the leader here is Quebec Hanover, who will show the way. Private Access trots in second, and then we're going to Amigo Volo in third, and Pemberton is racing in fourth. That's how the quartet is set up as they come to the opening quarter, and they were by that marker in 30-3. Quebec Hanover fronts the field. Coming out of the first turn, a leader by 2 lengths. Private Access is second, Amigo Volo third, Pemberton in fourth. Quebec Hanover had 9 wins last year, a 13-time winner, over $250,000 banked, shows the way as Quebec Hanover tries to get things back on track. In second is Private Access. The 4-year-old son of Muscle Hill is in his second qualifier of the season. Amigo Volo third. Pemberton is in fourth. They raced past the midway point in 59-1, so they stepped it up a little bit there in the second quarter, and it is still Quebec Hanover by 2. Private Access second. Amigo Volo, who the multiple Breeders' Crown winner, is in third, and we had a breaker up front. Quebec Hanover went off stride. So Quebec Hanover, take your eye off for a second, ends up making a break on the lead, and Quebec Hanover is off stride. So that puts Private Access into the lead. Amigo Volo in second, and Pemberton in his season debut qualifier is now third. 1:27.3 was the three-quarter time, and they spin for home. So we'll see who can take this one now, as inheriting the lead was Private Access. So Private Access will try to go the rest of the way as Amigo Volo sits on the helmet in second. Pemberton in third. Quebec Hanover made that miscue on the far bend. 16th to go. Private Access. Amigo Volo will tip out late. So Private Access and Amigo Volo. And Amigo Volo will try to time it. Private Access is nearly there. Takes it by a neck. Amigo Volo was second. Third was Pemberton. And then we will go back to Quebec Hanover, 156-2. Starting gate is rolling. It's our 7th qualifier today. 3-year-olds and up on the pace. 1 Surveillance with Chris Rogers. 2 is Stonebridge Alien, Travis Henry. 3 Volcanic, Doug McNair. 4 is Connor B, Jody Jameson. 5 is Boyd Bay, J.R. Plant. 6 is HP Bellissimo, Louis Waugh. And 7 is II Captain Dale, Bob McClure. The gate picks up speed, and here they come. And they're off and pacing. II Captain Deo is surging out of there and quickly coming across. Good beginning as well, though, for Boyd Bay as they're showing some early speed. Volcanic is getting away in 3rd. Meanwhile, that one's will be Connor B to get away in 4th. Surveillance is in 5th, then to Stonebridge Alien, followed by HP Bellissimo. II Captain Deo out to the top. So II Captain Deo, the son of Captain Treacherous, leads it. Boyd Bay is racing in 2nd. They come to the opening quarter. They were there, and the leader, it continues to be II Captain Deo up top by 2. 2nd is Boyd Bay. Then it's a couple lengths back to Volcanic in 3rd. 4th is going to be Connor B. Now moving up on the outside, that is HP Bellissimo, who has advanced up into 5th. Then 6th is Surveillance, and 7th is Stonebridge Alien. II Captain Deo is cruising right along, and in this second quarter, HP Bellissimo is making quite the move, coming from the back of the pack, and has now moved up into 2nd. They were by the half in 59 seconds flat. And it's still II Captain Deo, but now having to deal with the rival of HP Bellissimo. And HP Bellissimo gets around and clears to command. 5/8 of the mile now complete. II Captain Deo is in 2nd and will now get covered up here and gets a chance to follow. Then we're going back to Boyd Bay in 3rd. 4th is Volcanic, followed by Connor B. And then back to Surveillance and Stonebridge Alien. II Captain Deo's already popped back out. 3/4 time was 1:27, and they're coming to the top of the stretch. II Captain Dale immediately retakes the lead, and II Captain Dale will look to power on home. HP Bellissimo in 2nd. Volcanic is into 3rd. Boyd Bay back and forth from Connor B in 5th. There's a 16th to go, and II Captain Dale, after a stakes win at Plain Ridge back on May 1st, with a good qualifying effort today, is going to win this one by a couple. HP Bellissimo was 2nd. Volcanic was 3rd. II Captain Dale takes it, and he wins that qualifier in a time of 1:55. Today's eighth qualifier is getting set to line up. We have 3-year-old trotters, a field of 7. From the inside out, J.M. Windshear with Matt Dupuis. 2, Heartily. Bert Renault. 3, Bonito Boy. Ed Hensley. 4, Latin Force, Bob McClure. 5, Hey Dad, Travis Henry. 6, you guessed it, Tyler Jones. And 7, Eurobank Hanover, Louis Waugh. 7, Eurobank Hanover looking to catch up to the gate. The others in line. Here they come for the 8th. And they're off and trotting. Hey Dad, and you guessed it, come away 1-2 out from post 5 and 6. Getting away in third, that is J.M. Windshear. To that one's outside is Heartily in fourth. Then we go to Bonito Boy, who is in fifth. Outside of that one, 6 is Latin Force, and Eurobank Hanover is the trailer in seventh. Bit of a 2-horse breakaway here as they trot into the first bend. Hey Dad gets to show the way. You guessed it, will track. They race to that opening quarter, and they were there in a time of 30 and 3. So the leader here as they'll exit the first turn, this is Hey Dad who leads it. Second is You Guessed It. Then it's a gap of 4 or 5 lengths back to the first timer J.M. Windshear, followed along in fourth by Heartily, who is being tracked by Bonito Boy, fifth. Sixth then is Latin Force, and seventh is Eurobank Hanover. The second quarter continues to see Hey Dad show the way. The son of Muscle Mass comes by the half in a time of 1 minute and 2/5. Second quarter was trotted in 29 and 4. It's Hey Dad the leader. In second is You Guessed It. 3 lengths back to J.M. Windshear, who chipped away a bit at that deficit. And then we go back to Latin Force. To that one's outside is Bonito Boy. Latin Force second from last, and the trailer's Eurobank Hanover. So it's Hey Dad. You guessed it, just been tailing that one. Then third, J.M. Windshear. Bonito Boy's on the outside. Heartily at the inside fifth. 1:30 and 2 was the 3/4 time, and the trotters come into the stretch. Hey Dad is trying to go coast to coast, as now, coming off that one's back, is You Guessed It to try and fire a shot. Hey Dad, You Guessed It, and You Guessed It is powering up and takes the lead. So it'll be You Guessed It, the son of International Money, who will look to just draw away and to finish this one off strong. Hey Dad's going to finish in second. Bonito Boy gets up into third, and then it'll be J.M. Windshear in fourth. 159 flat for You Guessed It. Qualifier number 9 is being called in. We're going to scratch number 1, Speed Rider. Field of 6 to assemble. Inside out, Whole Lotta Rosie with Louis Waugh. That'll be a driver change on that one. It'll be Tyler Borth will drive the 2, Whole Lotta Rosie. 3, Oceanside Magic, James McDonald. 4, Can't See Me, Louis Waugh. 5 is Better Be Home Soon, Jody Jameson. 6 is Babbling Billy, Brett McDonald. And 7 is Bruno, No, 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 with Bob McClure. Here they come for the 9th. They're off and pacing. A break at the start for the 3, Oceanside Magic. We give the first call to Better Be Home Soon. Bruno, No, 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 is now rushing up on the outside. So good beginnings for those two as they get out to the early lead. Can't See Me gets away in 3rd. Whole Lotta Rosie is 4th. Then to Babbling Billy in 5th. And then resetting is the breaker Oceanside Magic, who will look to catch on up. So making it to the lead is Bruno, No, No, No. And Bruno, No, No, No will take him to the opening quarter. And that's going to be reached in a time of 29 and 4. So the leader here is Bruno No No, who moves them into the backstretch up top by a couple of lengths. Second is Better Be Home Soon. Third then is Can't See Me, and Can't See Me gets the cue to go now. So here comes Can't See Me to the outside, and this 3-year-old filly is making a quick rush up to the lead. So Bruno No No will be confronted as Can't See Me looks to overtake before the half. Better Be Home Soon is 3rd, then to Whole Lotta Rosie in 4th. 5th is Babbling Billy, and last is Oceanside Magic. 57 and 4 was the half-mile time. So they were scooting right along there as making it out to the lead. This is Can't See Me. She's up top by 2. She had a good qualifying effort last week in 155 and 2. That was her season debut. Winner of nearly $200,000 in her rookie campaign. Bruno No No is in 2nd. Then it's Better Be Home Soon 3rd. Back to Whole Lotta Rosie 4th. And 5th is Babbling Billy. Oceanside Magic rounds things out. 125 was a 3-quarter time. So that was some big speed there. 27 and 1 in the 3rd quarter. And it is Can't See Me coming for home. Can't See Me leads it. Bruno No No in 2nd. Then Better Be Home Soon is 3rd. Less than an 1/8 remains here. Can't See Me. Bruno No No in 2nd, and Can't See Me as Waugh's just sitting there. Can't See Me. Another good qualifying effort. She's going to win this one by 4 lengths, and she stops the clock in 152 and 3. Second was Bruno No No. Then 3rd was Better Be Home Soon, and 4th was Whole Lotta Rosie. Today's 10th qualifier is lining up. We're on the trot here with a field of now 6. Scratch the number 2, Mr. Pasadena. From the inside out, 1 is Kama with Tyler Jones. The 2 is out. 3 is Yugawa. That's Paul McDonnell driving. 4, Pierre in Paris, Bob McClure. 5, Extended Session, Matt Back. 6 is Shutter Green, Travis Henry. 7, Emoticon Legacy, Louis Waugh. Here they come. Off strides number 1 and 5. Commas off stride. Extended Session off stride. The rest of them sent on their way. And Pierre in Paris just times it perfectly and is immediately out to a 6-7 length lead. Emoticon Legacy able to come across to the pylons. Gets away in second. Shutter Green's in third. And Gawa is then in fourth. And then we go back to Kama, who's back trotting, and Extended Session is still off stride. So as they make their way to the opening quarter, the leader here is Pierre in Paris, and Pierre in Paris goes by the opening marker in a time of 30-1. A little wide around that first turn, Pierre in Paris, but as they hit the backstretch, should be able to settle. 2 lengths back in second is Emoticon Legacy. Third then is Shutter Green. And Gawa is then in fourth. And then we go about 9 lengths back to Kama, who's fifth, and well back to Extended Session. Coming up to the half, Pierre in Paris does lead it. Second in last year's OSS Grassroots Final. Leading it here, nearing the midway point, was by the half in a minute flat. So it's Pierre in Paris, the leader. Pierre in Paris, son of Archangel. Second is Emoticon Legacy, as Emoticon Legacy will track along. Grand Circuit winner at 2. This is his second qualifier of the season for this son of Walner. In third is Shutter Green, and Gawa's gotten a little closer there in fourth, and still another 10 lengths back to Kama. Extended Session is off stride at the back again. Out from third, here comes Shutter Green. So as they go by 3/4 in a time of 1:29.4, Pierre in Paris has taken them this far. And into the stretch, Pierre in Paris has to contend now with Shutter Green on the outside, and Gawa followed that one's path and fans out wide. Meanwhile, Emoticon Legacy's got the rail to come up now. So it's 4 across with less than 1/8 of a mile to go, and Gawa is powering on the outside. Emoticon Legacy at the rail. Between horses is Pierre in Paris. Emoticon Legacy up the inside, and Gawa on the outside. Emoticon Legacy wins it by a head, taking this one in a time of 1:58.2. Today's final qualifier is lining up, and we are going to cap things off with a field of 9 older pacers. From the inside out, it's Kalina Diamond, Golden Leader, Twin Bee Tipster, Mr. Commodore, Gansby, Back to the Future, Win Me Back, Woodmere Fen, and I'll Get My Own Thanks. Starting gate to the top of the stretch, this field of 9 set, qualifier number 11. And they're off and pacing. Back to the Future, away well from the center. Win Me Back is moving across to follow that one's path. Away from the rails, Kalina Diamond holding ground. Twin Bee Tipsters getting away in 4th. Golden Leader's 5th. From the outside, floating away, Woodmere Fen is mid-pack. Then to Gansby, followed by Mr. Commodore, and I'll Get My Own Thanks will complete the field. As they come to the opening quarter, the leader racing past this marker. It is going to be Back to the Future, as they were by the opening quarter in 29 and 3. So the Pacers come out of the first turn, and this field of 9 is fronted by the 5-year-old Back to the Future. Win Me Back rides in 2nd. 3rd then is Kalina Diamond. 4th up the backstretch is Twin Bee Tipster, followed along by Golden Leader, who's in 5th. 6th then is Woodmere Fen. 7th as they near the midway point is Gansby. 2.5 lengths back then to Mr. Commodore in 8th, and I'll Get My Own Thanks is the trailer in 9th. A little bit of action up front as they were by the half in 57 and 2, so they were moving along there, and we're getting a move to the lead here from Kalina Diamond. Kalina Diamond overtakes the top spot from Back to the Future, who will be put into 2nd. Meanwhile, Win Me Back is now racing in 3rd. 4th around the far bend is Twin Bee Tipster. In line 5th is Golden Leader. 6th is Woodmere Fen. 7th at the Wood is Gansby. Coming off the rail now is Mr. Commodore, 2nd from last, and that one will be followed by I'll Get My Own Thanks, who will take that cover. 3/4 time was hit in 1:25 and 4. Kalina Diamond, the leader, has a straight note for home. Coming back to the outside is Back to the Future, trying to regain the lead. Win Me Back behind in 3rd. Then in 4th is Twin Bee Tipster into the final 8th, and Back to the Future has taken the lead again. Here comes Win Me Back between horses, trying to make it interesting late. It's Back to the Future, Win Me Back, and it'll be Back to the Future to take it. Win Me Back was 2nd, Kalina Diamond was 3rd, and 4th was Twin Bee Tipster in 1:54 flat.